Well, hello there, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got an exciting one. This one comes from the comment section actually. It was recommended by somebody, so shout out to the one who recommended that. We're gonna be channeling messages from Mother Nature. General messages, encouraging, loving messages from Mother Nature. That's what we're gonna be doing. Um, so yeah, again, thank you to the person in the comment sections who recommended that. That was a request, but I really do feel inspired by this topic, so that's what we're going to be tuning into. Also, another shout out you may be realizing, look at these shadows. Yes, today we got the sun. Shout out to the sun who is here, which is quite rare during this winter, but yeah. Got the sun, so if you see some extra shadows again, it's just like because yeah, there's a lot of light in the room for once. But yeah, so channel messages on behalf of Mother Nature. If that's something you're interested in, I just feel like it's gonna be such a relaxed, peaceful reading. I cannot wait for it. If that's something you're looking for, if that's something you're interested, you already know the jazz. Make yourself at home, make yourself comfortable. Put those feet up. Grab yourself your popcorn, your favorite drink, and we're gonna get into it. Today we got 3 groups to be choosing from. As always, I want to say nearly. And I'm going to be asking you, as always, to be tuning into your intuition so as to, really take the time to breathe in, breathe out, center yourself, tune into your intuition so as to feel into whichever part you feel the most drawn to. Knowing that whichever part you feel the most drawn to is going to be the one holding the information you're meant to be receiving right now, this moment. Now, if you're feeling drawn to more than one part, that's totally fine. Simply means that there are more messages for you to be hearing. Isn't that cool? That being said, for part number 1, we got the Petrified wood right here. I think it's the first time it appears on a reading. Part number 2, it's the moss agate right here. And part number 3, the OG tiger's eye. So yeah, take your time to choose. Once you've made your choice, you can fast forward directly to the timestamps provided down below, either in the description box, the pinned comment, so that you can fast forward directly to your reading. And I'm gonna be seeing you there. Hey, part number 1, welcome to the reading. If you chose the Petrified wood, that's gonna be your reading, so we're gonna get right into it. The 3 first oracle cards that we got, like the cow, the deer, the wasp, I just feel like the message is very straightforward, as in we're currently experiencing part number 1 some ups and downs, and there's a feeling of heaviness. There's the feeling of things not going our way with the wasp spirit. It's like Mother Nature says, I see you. I see what you're going through. I get it. It's not super pleasant, but it's needed. It's like, it's a metaphor that I used in a very old reading, I believe, in which this card came through as well. It was like, sometimes mommy and daddy gotta feed you some broccolis, and yes, you're not gonna like it, but it's for your well-being. It's for you to be healthy. That's the kind of thing I'm getting. Is like, yeah, there's stuff going on. Clearly, we're not gonna pretend like we're not going through it. We're not gonna pretend like everything's super awesome. It's like it is, but we're going through it right now. And Mother Nature is like, the energy is like, yeah, we see that. There's a calling to shift our perception out of it. The medicine of the wasp spirit, it's just as an insect. The wasp is not very popular, is it? Like, not many people see the interest of a wasp. Wasps have regulatory functions amongst other species. They are a part of our ecosystem, which are here to regulate. They're agents of regulations. They are agents of to help a system go back to its homeostasis, to its stable point. When another species starts going bonkers, the wasps' cops come in, basically. That's the idea of wasps. They're the regulators, they're the cops of the insect world. that's a very loose explanation, and there are a lot of people who are like pros of that who are going to be disagreeing with me. I get it. It's like energetically, that's what brings us, amongst many other things, obviously, is regulation. Yes, sometimes we need to get sting in order to break open. Sometimes we need to be fed broccolis in order to be healthy, because we don't always like it. That's the thing. It's like when we're growing, when we're expanding, well, we have the growing pains, you know? And this card is really indicating me, and within the context of this reading, is very much it's like someone going to the gym and coming back, and they're all happy that they had their session, that they went to the gym, they're so proud of themselves and everything, and the following day it's like all of their muscles ache. Well, on one end you can be complaining because all of your muscles are aching, but on another you can also be excited because it means that you worked out. It means that you're growing. It means if you're meaning to put up some muscle mass, typically that's a good sign, you know. It's like, what's your relationship to that? Obviously, when it comes to people who regularly go to the gym, you easily reach a point where when you feel your muscles aching, you're happy because you know what it means. But here's like nature is inviting us to be gentler on ourselves as we're going through this transformation, as we're going through this, I just feel like, huge cycles, most of which go well beyond our comprehension. There are like huge badass energies at work right now in our lives, pile number one. And we're asked to be gentle on ourselves and to go easy on ourselves because we don't understand. We do not see the magnitude of what's going on in our lives at the moment. So it's very easy to be mean with ourselves and to just say that we're slacking it or that we're lazy or things of that kind. But the truth is, if you were to see all that is happening, well, your perception would shift a lot and you would treat yourself way differently with much more compassion. And nature is just saying, why do you need a justification to be gentle with yourself at this point? It's like, yes, right now it's unpleasant. Yes, we see it, we get it. But that's ultimately in your best interest. Right now, you may not be seeing it. Fair enough. Someone who's gone to the gym for the first time, when they come back and notice that all of their muscles are aching, they may be like, what the heck? You know? But most of us know that, again, it's a good sign. In this situation, it's exactly the same. It's like, yeah, you do not know what's going on because it's the first time you went to the gym. So it's like everything's hurting. I don't get it. Yeah, these are growing pains. And sometimes, yes, us being stretched and growing and expanding and accessing new layers of our realities, it feels painful because it means we're being stretched. Our consciousness is being stretched, and that's not comfortable. And that also can trigger, what I'm getting also is that this is triggering the purging of a lot of old stuff, which is not fun to look at. It's like the pain is understandable, but nature is like, please don't make an enemy out of it. Don't make an enemy out of the process. Because not only is it not serving you to make an enemy out of the process, but on top of it, you're missing the point of why it's happening in the first place. If it was just for the sake, I mean, take it this way, it's like, what's the point of it all? Is it just for you to be playing with the pain? It's like, of course not. You're growing. You're going somewhere. That's why it's happening. So there's a strong invitation to shift your perspective, like to flip it around when it comes to the pain, when it comes to what you're going through right now. Well, arguably a lot of us are going through right now, but you get my point. It's like these pains, although you may not see it, although you may not understand it, is indicating you that you are letting go of a lot of old stuff, that you're upgrading, that you are becoming someone more joyful, more loving, that you are bridging the gap with who you want to be in this world. You want to self-realize, you have big dreams. Well, it starts by letting go of all these old things and then becoming this person. But obviously, if we weren't this person, there's a bit of adjustment going through. Do you get my point? That's really what I'm getting here. It's like, yes, it may be intense. Yes, it may not be fun. It's regulatory. I'm hearing it's like another metaphor I'm hearing is like when people use, some of you may know about this, I'm hearing, when you start going on like detox diet, whatever it may look like, okay, whatever the detox diet is like. Well, a lot of the people who go onto this journey tend to report that at first they start feeling and looking and they notice their body getting much worse. You know, like you would go on a detox diet because you feel like it's gonna benefit you. The first thing that you observe is things getting much, much, much worse. Everyone who's gone on to like a serious detox diet will tell you that. Why is that? Because everything's going wrong? No, it's because your body's releasing all these things. Your body's releasing the toxins. It's like, I've heard a story, someone who just decided to cut all of the sugars out of their diet. Whoa, that's impressive. Okay. First thing they noticed is they started stinky. They got stinky so badly for a few days, and after it went much better. But it's like, when you go onto a detox, the body takes that as an opportunity to start purging everything out, which is beautiful, but it looks like it's getting much worse at first. Again, that's what I'm hearing, is like the process which is happening is so beautiful, is working so tremendously profoundly in your favor. It is bringing you exactly to where you are meant to go, but it looks like absolute dog shit at first. That's really the energy I'm getting. It's like the finality is amazing, but some of you are not seeing it. You know, it's like we don't know why it's happening, what's going on, so we're just like left with what we're feeling in the moment, and we're like, oh my god, what the heck. Be gentle with yourself. The cow spirit is definitely indicating me too that there is so much beauty and miracles and endless opportunities. There is abundance, I'm hearing. There is love. There is you just surrendering to your own light. You just surrendering to the love, surrendering to the abundance. Back of the deck energy, you haven't even shuffled it. We got like the 9 of Cups. Abundance. Having everything we deserve. Everything we deserve, everything we desire. That's where we're going. It's like, it's such a pure, relaxed state of being. Perhaps something we're not very familiar with here, pile number 1. But it feels so relaxed. Feels so peaceful. It feels so calm, so tranquil. It just feels like we're out of the rat race. There is no need to run. We're just here to relax, to enjoy ourselves. It's a completely different state of being, what I'm getting. And perhaps to most of us, it's something that currently we're not consciously understanding with our brains. That's why we're like, what the heck is going on? Because I don't understand, because I don't see where we're going. I don't see where we're headed. It's like, why the heck are you feeding me the broccolis? I don't like them. How is it benefiting me? Well, once you know how broccolis helps your body and why it's good for you, then you're okay with the uncomfort of eating a food that that your tongue may not be enjoying as much. But when we don't have the finality, our brains go like, what the heck is going on, right? The finality is beautiful, but it may escaping our brains. And yeah. What cards do we have? Can we have one more? Actually. The Hanged Man, the Queen of Wands, the King, a Swords. 2 last ones. Okay. Got the Knight of Cups and the Six of Swords. There we go. So what do we got with the tarot? The Hanged Man, this is it's like, it sums up the energy so well. The Hanged Man is just like, give up. That's more or less the energy. When we're going through experiences, what I'm really getting is like a profound transformation. But this profound transformation, which you unknowingly initiated because you wanted this amazing, badass, awesome, beautiful person that you saw in your dreams, that you saw in your mind's eye, this vision that you had, that was placed in your heart, this vision that you have for yourself, your dream version of you, the dream version of your life. That's what you committed to. That's what you asked for from the universe. Universe, please guide me there. I'm praying. I'm manifesting it. The universe said, yes, it's all yours. I want you to be happy. It serves me tremendously for you to be happy. It's like, and that which you desire desires you even more. It's like, oh, hell yeah. However, you're going to have to let go of all the things. Like, I want to give it to you, but if you believe you're not worthy of it, we're going to have to tackle that first, right? And that's really what I'm getting. That's the transformation. You have asked for so much, and it's all coming to you. Mother Nature is like, I'm so happy that you made this decision, that you committed to yourself, that you committed to your joy. And now it's just like, well, we're letting go of all the things which are not in alignment, all the resistances, all the BS beliefs that you somehow don't deserve it, or things of that kind. It's like, that cannot come with you. We're moving on. It's like a lot of this old stuff, we're just letting it go. It cannot come with us. It's like this new person that you're becoming. Oh, I got something to say about that too. They travel very light. What cannot fit in this tiny luggage of yours is not coming. What are you gonna put in this tiny luggage? Well, the things that matter the most, your heart, basically. Nothing else is gonna fit in there. Especially your lies, especially your beliefs. They have served you well so far. No more. These beliefs have brought you far. They will bring you no further. And so what I'm getting is that it's such a beautiful transformation, which is leading you into a new state of being that cannot be described to the current mind. The current mind has no clue what the heck we're talking about here. The current mind can only witness it, but it cannot understand it. That's why it feels lost in confusion, in the darkness. It feels like there's no path. It doesn't get it. It really feels so confused and so lost because it cannot understand the finality of what the heck is going on. It has no handles onto which to grasp so as to try to control anything or understand. As like, it's just happening and I have no clue to why, because you asked for it. It's just that when you ask for your dreams, you asked to get fed, so you were fed broccolis. You didn't expect to be fed broccolis, but you asked to be fed. So now you're being fed broccolis. The Hanged Man is very much like the energy of surrendering, of just giving up. It's like, stop trying to control it, stop trying to understand it. Just let yourself go to the process. Oh yeah, the thing I wanted to say is like, it just feels you are on the brink of it. It just feels like big on the cliff, which is funny because the original representation of the Hanged Man, obviously, like for those of you who are used to watching tarot readings, you know that they're like I don't remember something white tarot, like all the people who learn tarot, they tend to use this one deck, which has very symbolic and expressive imageries, which are very famous. Well, long story short, the Hangman is often depicted as no, absolutely not. Actually, I'm getting it. That's fun. I was seeing the fool, the card of the fool, like the fool going towards the cliff, and I could swear. I just had a brain fart moment. I could swear we were talking about the fool. No, it's the Hanged Man. But I get this energy still of the fool too. It's like there's a cliff and you don't want to jump because it feels risky, but you go around and it feels like it's all dark and all things are trying to creep up onto you. It's like, it's time to jump, sweetheart. And you know it. It's time to surrender. It's time to let it go. It's time to go with it. It's like you are on the brink of it. It's about to happen. We're talking about the only thing that nature is waiting on is for you to make this shift. Is for you to walk through it. Is for you to let it go. You feel these emotions. And it's just a matter of being patient with you letting go of them. As soon as you do that, in a matter of days, your situation will change tremendously. There's no waiting on the universe. There's no waiting on the world. It's like Mother Nature loves you and is being patient with you because everybody knows that, sometimes growing can be a little hectic, especially when we're letting go of such profound things. But the biggest advice right here is, as challenging as it may feel, the best course of action right now is to just surrender and to trust the process because you anyways do not know where it's headed. You don't understand it at the moment. That's okay. Once it happens, once you pierce through it, on the other side looking back, it will all make sense. But right now you don't, because the mind is not attuned. Is what I'm seeing you is like jumping on a completely new, I'm hearing timeline, yes, that too, but like a completely new frequency bandwidth. It's like you are raising in frequency through the letting go of these things. Because of that, the brain is operating on this current frequency, has no clue so how to understand how we view the world on this new frequency. This is a different, effectively a different reality. The brain doesn't get it again, and so the universe is like, you don't need to get it. You're just asked to surrender, and that's where this relaxed energy comes from. It's just you cannot control it. You've asked for something beautiful. You're being led to it. Just let it go now. Just surrender to it. It's all happening for you, as intense as it may feel. Yes, sure, be gentle with yourself. The other things we got, like the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Wands, the King of Swords. These are indicating to me that, like, the exciting times that you're opening up to. I would almost say like different facets of who you are, which so far may have been more buried. Parts of who you are that, yeah, were just not completely owned, completely expressed, because we were holding on to these other things that we're currently letting go. These other things which would take so much space within our field, they wouldn't really offer much space for these other things to express within us. A common theme is definitely creativity here. With the Knight, let's start with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is the passionate creator. There is a lot of passion. There is a lot of fire energy. It's sparkly. It's exciting. It's us being excited about life. It's like we wake up in the morning, we're so excited to get to do what we set out to do because it's just so cool. It's us like whining and complaining at night because we don't want to get to sleep because there are so many things we want to be doing because we love it so much, because we're so excited. You know, obviously you would get yourself to sleep. But that's the energy of, there's just so much I want to do, and I can feel how this energy of excitement, of being full of life force, feels foreign to some of you, Pal number one. It feels foreign because we've been existing in this old paradigm for so long that it just felt like we've almost forgotten this is part of us. Another thing which bridges with the Knight of Cups is the sensuality, like big sacral energy here, the attraction, the love for the body. What am I getting here? Yeah, it's just like seeing love, seeing beauty within yourself. That's one thing, falling in love with yourself, because finally you get to see the truth after all this time. And just falling in love with yourself, falling in love with your destiny, falling in love with your life, just being in love with the world and seeing the beauty of you, seeing the beauty of the world. And there is this, I just feel like there's this inspiration to take action on wanting to show the world our excitement, show the world how in love we are. It just feels so good that we want to share it with the whole world. We want to inspire people to feel as good as we do. We're overflowing with goodness that we want to share it with the world. Another thing which somehow Spirit is indicating me is very important. Mother Nature is very happy to welcome you in a world where you are giving in a completely different modality. We're not giving for the sake of receiving. We are giving that which we're overflowing with. It's like we have so much that we couldn't possibly be using it all. And so it just feels so exciting and inspiring to share it with all the other people. We're giving that which we're overflowing with. And I'm just getting like, what I'm seeing here is most to begin with your energy, someone overflowing with joy and overflowing with love and overflowing with beauty, and they're just like, I want to inspire the whole world to feel this way because it just feels too good to be kept within. It just feels so bad to keep it all to myself. I just need to share it. So that's one thing which is coming through. Very interesting, I'm gonna say. And also the King of Swords is indicating me a funny thing, actually. The place of the mind. The mind the mind going back to where it belongs, basically. That's what I'm seeing there. Before our mind, we would be using it. I'm sensing Palmer 1 to be like trying to figure out what nature has already created, trying to figure out what we're supposed to do, although again, it's already created. So I just feel this awkward situation of like Mother Nature looking at you as in, this world has been created, these winds are blowing, this star, the sun is shining, the moon is beautiful. There's nothing you're doing actually. So what are you trying to figure out? It's like everything is working for you. What are you trying to figure out? It feels a little bit of an awkward situation when you look at it from the outside. From within, that's what we're letting go of, this sensation of, oh my god, I feel like unsupported, I need to figure it all out. As we let it go, King of Swords, it's like the mind goes back to where it belongs. And there's such a profound like centeredness all of a sudden. The mind goes quiet all of a sudden. And the only times the mind speaks aloud is when it is asked to, first of all, and secondly, it only speaks in terms of joy and abundance, all the things which are stemming from the mind are joyful and feel good. The mind feels good because we are asking it to feel good, because we do feel good. The mind, that's just simple human anatomy, but the vibration, the frequency of the thoughts which are generated by the mind always match up your energy, your frequency state, which is indicated to you by how you feel. If you feel bad, your thoughts will feel bad. If you feel excited and happy, your thoughts will feel exciting and happy. Sounds stupidly simple, but I would challenge you to notice it yourself. That's something. It's like, yeah, overall, it just feels like a homecoming. To be honest, like someone letting go, just you, part number 1, letting go of a huge load. And right now it feels a bit of a mess because we've been so used to operating from this perspective that we don't know how to operate any other way. And so it feels, again, it feels a little tricky, as like we don't know what to do. But as we're letting it go, as we're walking through this transformation, it's like it's a whole new world that you didn't even know existed, which is opening up for you. And that is so beautiful. And it genuinely feels like a homecoming, someone remembering who the frick they are. And life gets real fun. I'm so excited for you. Thank you, pal number 1, so much for having shared space with me today. That was a very interesting reading, to say the least. One full of I just felt compassion and relaxation. Although again, it talks with quite some intensity that we're experiencing right now. So yeah, very exciting. I just feel like the situation is very much on the table on the moment. Now this transformation will come to conclusions very, very, very soon, sooner than you may expect it. So yeah, I'm very excited for you. Please let me know down in the comments how it went for you. If it resonated, I'd love to know about your thoughts. And while you're at it, please like the video and subscribe. That support me a lot. That being said, I'm going to move on to group number 2. I wish you the best. And yeah, I'm going to be seeing you in my next video. Bye. Hey there, pan number 2. How are you doing? Welcome to the reading. Pan number 2, if you chose the mask Agate, that's going to be your reading. And we're going to get right into it. So we're going to start with some of these cards. When it comes to what messages does Mother Nature have in store for you? It's a very empowering message. That's the answer. The armadillo, the hummingbird, the dragonfly. You're being asked not to sweat a thing about what is going on. There may be a bit of a Palamitsu, I feel like you may be going through a bit of a confused moment of your life right now. I just feel like you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing, where you're supposed to go, and you may feel even a little disconnected from your own internal guidance, and that's why you're like, there's this general sense of confusion. And nature is just like, please realize that the problem, quote unquote problem that you're dealing with is much simpler than what it is. You're just being asked to listen to yourself. You're being asked to withdraw for a moment, even if it's just a dozens of minutes, whatever you can spare, free of any distractions, and just sit with yourself and tune into what feels right now, what feels good. Nature just says that your confusion is very understandable. It makes a lot of sense, so to speak. It's like, it makes a lot of sense. However, you don't need to be confused. What this confusion is basically bringing you is for you to realize that it's time not to let your environment dictate where you go, and instead let yourself be guided by what feels good. Mother Nature is just saying things can be so much easier when you realize that the answer is already within you. What is exciting to you? What feels right to you? You already know all of these things. It's a matter of listening to you. And that's where we realize, oh well, when I do that, I realize actually I feel afraid, because perhaps that what feels best to me and what seems like the best course of action, genuinely, when I'm being honest with myself, is something that I'm actually very scared of. And that's when the dragonfly comes in. It's like, one of the reasons to why you feel so confused in the first place, because I just feel that there are some illusions being brought to light. I just see you, yeah, soaring through a thick cloud, just to realize that the sun is always shining very bright on the other side. When we're us mere humans that we are, when we're walking on the ground, sometimes during wintertime, as an instance, we feel like just the sky is so gray and everything is so gray and it's so dark and blah blah blah. The sun is always shining above the clouds, bright. The sky is always blue above the clouds. That's really what I'm getting, is like, yeah, we may feel confused, but as we soar through the clouds, we realize that the clarity is there. The clarity is within us. This confusion comes from the fact that there are some lies which are still being entertained. And I'm receiving the message, be careful about who you give your attention to, especially at this moment. Because perhaps you're taking in some people's pieces of advice when in fact they are not suited to who you are. I just feel like you're listening to people that are not necessarily giving like very valuable pieces of advice at the moment, which is creating more confusion than anything. It's like they say something and you're like, oh yeah, wow, that seems so logical, but at the same time it contradicts everything that you feel is right to you, and so you just end up feeling so confused because they said that this was meant to be this way, but your truth is saying otherwise, and so you're like, what the heck am I supposed to do? Well, what the heck are you supposed to do? Truth be told, you are the one in charge of your life. So if it doesn't feel good to you, well, what's the point? You know, it's your life at the end of the day. Yes, of course, everyone will be giving you tips and pieces of advice based on what worked for them. Truth be told, they're not you. Their lives is different. Their states of awareness are not the same. And so, yeah, sometimes like someone's truth is something that serves them tremendously, but it does not apply to you. Example. Imagine someone who's had for the longest time a really difficult relationship with their body and who's been in the habit of starving themselves, so to speak, like an experience which is very intense. Well, they might say that recently, oh my god, recently I started like changing myself into eating a bit of chocolate like every day, and that just makes me feel so good because that helps me, like me eating a treat every day, it just, yeah, making me feel like I care about myself and my body is responding to it very positively. And you should try that too. Perhaps like if you get to eat something sweet every day, your body will feel like you love it. because within the context of that person, that's true, because of their experience and, and everything. But perhaps in your context, you doing the exact same thing may not yield the same result at all, because if you're just feeling good about your body already, eating chocolate every day, well, perhaps your body gonna treat it as poison and will tell you like, what the heck, why are you doing that? I don't like it. Please stop doing that. It's like, yeah, it tastes really good to the tongue, but the body doesn't like it. That's an example. But the point being, very same action yields completely different results because of the fact we're not vibrating at the same frequency. At any frequency, the truth is different, and what is true at a frequency may be more harmful than beneficial at another. Do you get what I mean? And that's really what I'm tuning into right now, is like people are giving, I just feel like this clutter, this mental clutter, because you're picking up on so many ideas and just inputs of your environment. Your environment is giving you so many inputs, but I just feel like very few of them are actually beneficial. Because although these inputs are coming from people who wholeheartedly believe in what they're saying, because it benefits them and because that's how they see life, I just feel like it's not necessarily the right fit for you. Perhaps because you're not vibrating at the same frequency. So their truth and yours are different. That's what I'm getting, is like, it just feels more confusing than anything else. And then we're like, but they said this thing and they believe in it so much, and I can tell how it benefited them so much in their lives, in their experience, so it feels like the right thing to do. And somehow my heart still cringes and still withdraws. So I'm like, what the heck am I supposed to do? You're supposed to do what you know to be right. And that requires you to withdraw, shut down the overstimulation of your environment for a minute and tune into that which is right for you. And that is setting your boundaries. It's like, yes, what they say is true for them. It may not be true for you. You can both be true, while at the same time these truths be different. Why? Because you have different experiences of life. You see and relate to the world in a different way. And that's when you realize that there isn't anyone like you on this world. So it's like your truth is not, it's not like you cannot exchange it for someone else's. Do you have another? No, I just feel like the message is already very clear. Yeah, the invitation I'm really sensing is like, you're just being asked to be here and now and withdraw from all of this clutter. Just stop thinking about all of this for a minute. Like, just take the time to breathe and be here by yourself in silence, free of distraction. Take the time to listen to yourself. Do you hear yourself breathing? Do you notice your body? And then you will realize that, yeah, somehow your truth is indicating you what needs to be done, what needs to happen, and that your truth may be guiding you in a different direction. And it's not because you have a different truth than anyone else that it means that your truth is not valid or not good. Truth be told, it's your truth. It's what will bring you to your success, to your joy, to your abundance. But your road may be unique, because guess what? Everyone says, tarot time. What do we got? This one wanted to come out. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, yes, obviously, that's what we're talking about. Another one. Yep, this one. Yep. Yeah, there you go. I love him. That's literally what we're talking about. I'm so happy. That means if tarot confirms it means we're spot on. We got the Page of Wands, the Five of Cups, the High Priestess, the Seven of Wands, blah, blah, blah. Okay, long story short, I just feel that you're in a moment of your life where, again, it's like there's this confusion. There is this, it's like we're meaning to go somewhere, but we're not sure. We don't get it. It's like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And there is this, I feel like a lot of this confusion isn't so much because there's so much messaging, but because we do not trust ourselves fully, honestly. It's like, if we are wholeheartedly listening to our intuition, that we just know that what we feel is true, that we know our truth, there is no shadow of a doubt. So someone will tell you out of like sheer even generosity, as in I truly believe that this thing could benefit you, and you will be like, I appreciate you caring about me, but I know that's not the case because I already know what's going to benefit me. I don't need your input on this one because I already know. That's the point. It's like I just felt there is resistance towards our own knowing. And that's where the Five of Cups comes in. Is like there's been grieving, I can tell, like past experiences, past relationships. I'm hearing gaslight for some of you. Toxic relationships for some of you. Is like there is stuff that happened in the past that led us to disconnect to a certain extent from our knowing, from our from our perception, from our knowing again. It's like we know these things. Everybody does, as long as they're willing to listen. We've been gravitating again away from these things because in that past context, that used to be the safest option. But now we're like, well, I mean, we can't carry on this way, right? Now we're just feeling so confused and like, what the heck? I don't understand. Why do I feel so confused? Because you're still behaving the way that you used to, and it's not working for you anymore. So I just felt that this whole situation is also stirring up some grief here, like us letting go of past experiences, which are responsible for why we brought ourselves to the situation where we're not listening to our own knowing in the first place, and we're giving more credit to what other people say and their different, unique truths over our own. Yeah, coughing, releasing. Ooh, the Knight of Wands is indicating me that, yeah, there is this desire to just soar through life, to claim positivity, to claim our excitement. It's just, it feels good, it feels fun. That's very much what we got with the Eight of Wands. I think I said 7 earlier. No, it's the Eight of Wands. With the Eight of Wands, which is forward movement, it's good news, it's everything just working out. Everything working out in our favor very quickly. There's no need to be waiting when we know what we want to do. It's just like this natural optimism. We're just going for it. We're following our excitement. We are acting upon it because it just feels so good. We're just feeling pulled by this calling of our heart, and we're just going for it. That's the calling of you. That's the calling of your higher self. That's the calling of God. You name it, whatever the heck you want. The point being, you follow what you know to be true, what you know to be exciting. And it's very much the energy that we're meaning to get into, that we're meaning to honor within ourselves because we feel it so strongly. But at the same time, we're like, I don't know because they said otherwise. No, we're setting healthy boundaries and we're going for it. And in the process, we're letting go of these things. High Priestess is just indicating me that, just like all the people that watch my videos, you know your stuff. Stop pretending like you don't. Yes, I get it that when we're working our way through some heavy feelings, we may start second guessing ourselves and doubting and feeling like we don't know and feeling like we need input from the outside. In this situation, that very much seems not to be the case, though. It's like, you know your shit. You know it already. It's like your intuition is not faint and you listen to it. It's just a matter, as soon as you stop doubting it, you already know these things that are these messages which are on repeat within yourself, which are much quieter than the mind. Sure, that's called intuition. That's called the gut feeling. You call it whatever the heck you want, but it's like, you know your stuff. So nature is like, you won't be receiving any more messages past this one because it's like, you already know. What is there for us to tell you? You already know. If anything, you tell us how to do it. If anything, right? The whole process right now is just you piercing through the illusion, you piercing through the lie, you piercing through the matrix. That's the whole thing. And you're doing that through releasing, through honoring and releasing this grief. Because I feel that it's so as to cope with this grief that you started doubting yourself. back then it would help you tremendously. It no longer does. That's why it's time to let it go. And the whole point of it being that, yeah, we're getting back on life. I just see you like jolting with life, feeling so energetic after a time of having felt perhaps a little tired, chronically exhausted. It's like, no, there's so much energy all of a sudden. We just want to be doing and doing and doing because we love it so much. It just feels so fun. We're riding the wave of our excitement, and everything just seems to magically align because guess what? It does. For as long as you're willing to listen to yourself. You already know this stuff. Where am I supposed to go? Shut up and listen. You know it. And if it feels hard for you to open up to your intuition, then probably you will also notice that you feel what needs to be released. What is why you're why it feels hard? What is the reason? If it feels hard to listen to yourself, it's probably likely due to the fact that you're feeling it. So anyways, it's a win-win what I'm hearing. It's like Mother Nature is just saying you're in a very sweet spot right now, and everything is going well. You know, it's like you're perfectly where you're meant to be. And things are going very well, and it's just a matter of being patient with yourself as you release these things, as you unlearn these things, and you come back into, you claim yourself back, basically. That's what I'm getting. But here again, it's like it just feels, when you look at it from this perspective, nature is just saying that, I mean, yes, we can tell that it's a bit of a struggle right now. In the grand scheme of things, just know that you're fine. You're good. Don't you worry. Take your time. You got this. Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Pal number 2, for sharing space with me today. That was quite an interesting reading, to say the least. Quite an empowering one, quite an exciting one too. So yeah, I'd love for you to tell me down in the comments how it went for you, if it resonated. What is it all about? If you feel comfortable talking about that, I'd be very curious to read about it. That being said, yeah, while you're at it too, please like the video and subscribe. That support me a lot. That being said, I wish you the best. I wish you to claim the badass person that you are, because guess what? You are. If you need confirmation, you got it. And yeah, I'm going to be seeing you in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself. I'm going to be seeing you there. Bye. Hey, pal number 3, how are you doing? Welcome to the reading. If you chose this beautiful, gorgeous Agate, that's going to be your reading. And we're going to get right into it. Once I let my cat in the room. There you go. So, to the question, messages from Mother Nature. What are we dealing with? I like that. The elephant, the stag, and the ant. That feels like a very specific message, actually. Like, ultra specific message. I'm gonna see if there's something else. I just feel like someone considered wanting to tackle down a project and just seeking out like guidance onto how to best deal with that project. I just feel like, yeah, you, pal number 3, having something in your mind, like wanting to start something new. I'm not turning into anything specific when it comes to the context, but yeah, just there's a project that you want to see come to life, but it's a little like you're spinning in your head back and forth, and you're like, I don't really know how to tackle it down. Like, I really don't know where to start, something like that. And what I'm saying is just like, yeah, take the lead first of all. Is like, there's invitation to not make such a big deal about it, not to take it too seriously, and just start having fun. It's like, what's the most fun thing about this project that you can do today? You don't have to have everything sorted out, for as long as it's fun, you know, for as long as you enjoy the process. That's a good indication that you're on the right path, by the way. It's like, just start having fun with it. Learn from the past is also like, I felt a bit of the concerns that you may be having with that project is because it reminds you of something, or it feels awfully close to something that you have already witnessed in the past that you didn't enjoy, like someone doing it before you and not working out for them, or you trying to like you trying to do this kind of project for the second time or the third time, like you've already tried, and you're like, um I don't know, there's this, I don't want to say pessimistic energy, but there's this, it's hard to describe. I just see you like being looking back with the elephant spirit. Is like somehow there's something with what happened before, which is like, I don't know about what I have at hands because of what happened before. For some of you, it may be a bit of pessimism. For others, it may be like one, like being scared because we feel excited about something that we've been told was not good. There's confusion. It feels confused too. I find it hard to pinpoint exactly what we're dealing with. Perhaps you're dealing with different things, all of you, all pile number three. That may also be the reason. But what I'm saying is like, please accept the fact that you are not who you used to be yesterday. The way that you are today is not the way you used to relate to the world yesterday. Understand that you're not starting from square one. Although it feels like it, who you are today is much more quote unquote evolved, so to speak, than yesterday. Yeah, I would say a better word would be like you're much more conscious than who you used to be. So it's like you're not the same person. There's no reason to why it would happen exactly the way it used to. But so that's one thing, as in giving yourself credit for the fact that you've grown a lot and you can do it. And another thing, okay, I get it now. Another thing is, why are you wanting to do this project? I just feel like there is the request for you to be clear about why you're doing it. Why do you want to start this thing? Why do you want to see it come to life? Yeah, there's definitely this request for you to gain clarity on where this idea is stemming from. Because one thing that you also realize is that in the past, perhaps some of you may, I just feel like some of you have witnessed something similar in the past not working out the way it would have been preferred. And so now you're like, I don't really know then. I kind of want it, but I don't really know. And Spirit is asking you to double check why is this idea on the table in the first place, because that will bring you a lot of clarity about what's going on. Because most of you already know that, but the state in which we are when we have the thoughts, the ideas, says a lot about what's going to be the end result of the project. Our minds give us ideas, and we just channel a lot of thoughts and information and ideas depending on how we're feeling. If we are excited, it is likely that this project will yield an exciting result. If we are doing a project because we are afraid and we're trying to escape something, we're trying to run away from something, because perhaps we feel scarce, because we're afraid of whatever it may be, it is very likely that the end result will be prone to creating more fear, more things to be afraid of, more things to feel scarce about. I'm turning into the example of someone just having gone through witnessing, or just themselves witnessing a project being started, whether them or someone they knew, and at the end of the project, not only the project didn't work out, but on top of it, it's like they were in a much worse space than they were when they started it. So it's as if the project had only taken away from them. And so now there's this idea of like, I don't really know. I don't really know if I want to do the same thing. And Spirit is saying, what's the original intention behind the project? That will illuminate a lot of things. Taking the time to dig into it and being extremely clear on it, being honest with yourself, even if you end up realizing that the intention wasn't the most preferred one, at least it will, well, spare you some time and some hassle. Because digging into this project, either you will realize that it's because it feels genuinely inspiring, in which case you will tune into this inspiration and you will start taking the lead on this project, just starting by what feels good. Again, it's like you don't have to figure it out, it's just a matter of you starting it by what feels good. If you realize that the original intention, being honest with yourself, doesn't feel all that good, actually, that the intention for starting this thing is because you don't feel great, sorry, because you don't feel great as of right now, because you feel scared, because you feel afraid, because of something that doesn't make you feel good, then spirit is like, uh-oh, careful with that. Then there's a huge difference between creating something because you're running away from a past experience, or creating something because you're moving towards something that excites you. The mind doesn't see any difference. Energetically, it's the opposite of one another. In one, you're running away from fear, you're operating from fear, so you are creating fear. In another one, you are operating from excitement, thus you're creating excitement. That's just, a lot of us like to call it law of attraction, but that's very much what it is. What's the original intention of the reason to why you're thinking about starting this thing will tell you a lot about what you can be expecting. If it's not something that makes you feel good, then spirit is asking you to take care of that first. Why doesn't it feel good? Is this project really what you want to do then? Or is it still what you want to do, but perhaps you need to resolve the original intention behind it? Whole point being, spirit is asking to double and triple check what's the original intention from which you are birthing this project, because not only will it give you a lot of clarity on the steps to follow, but also will give you the vision onto the final result. Another thing is time to collaborate. There's just, Mother Nature is just like, just know that for as long as you're following that which is exciting, you will always be supported. Even if you are seeking out an intention of fear, you will still be supported in creating more fear. Perhaps you won't enjoy it, but the point being that you'll always be supported. And you will, if you need people to help you realize this project, trust that these people will show up. But again, that is once you've made sure that the original intention was right for you and was what you wanted it to be. It's like, I feel like, so there are a lot of you pal number 3 who are just like wanting to start something big, and they're like, I need a team, I need a staff. Some of you are thinking about something like that. Some of you are just thinking like, this idea, this project, this thing that excites you, that lifts you up, requires more people. And Mother Nature is just saying like, these people will appear. It's like, if it's aligned with the benefit of all, the people will appear. You will meet people who want to support that. I think I moved the camera. Whoops. But again, it depends. If you are operating from, if the original intention of it is fear and scarcity, when you want to, like, as you need more people to come in, it is likely that they will not come in, because if these people don't come in, it will only support you in the fear that you were creating. I hope it makes sense. But the whole point being that I just feel like the elephant card here is the most important one. Is like, please double and triple check why you're starting this project, knowing that most of you are not meant to do it alone. And Spirit is saying, don't necessarily focus on that. Don't let this stop you. You need more people to see this project come to life. Yes, that's not a problem. You start by what excites you. You just start going, and you will see that these people will show up. Very interesting one. It feels very specific again, but yep. Very interesting one. Tarot-wise, what do we have? Tarot is talkative for you. My god, yes it is. Cards are just flying out. Okay, another one. Oh, and another one. And another one. What do we have here? We got the Tower card, we got the Queen and the King of Wands. What a combo. Let me make sure that we see them all. There we go. Yep. More or less. What do we have here? Yeah, I'm tuning into two different things. It's like Spirit is again here saying, please double and triple check for the love of God why you're wanting to do this thing, because it will spare you a lot of time. Some of you, the reasons why you're considering this project, you will realize is not a reason that feels good. And I just feel this energy of denial, of mental. I just feel like a little hamster spinning in a wheel, but behind it there's a lot of denial. It's like someone not wanting to see why they actually are meaning to do what they're wanting to do. So that for some of you, again, Spirit is just like, it will spare you a lot of time to be confronting the intention of it, the intention through which you're birthing this project. For the others of you who are pursuing it, who are wanting to follow their excitement, here Mother Nature is just saying, understand that you're, that's an interesting thing that's going through. You embarking on and aligning with your excitement is effectively you honoring the fact that your thread is one amongst many others that make up the tapestry of existence. What a funny thing. I just see like this image of, if existence is a tapestry, you're one of these threads, one of the threads that is interwoven with all the others so as to make up this tapestry. And when you look at it, it's like you following your excitement is just you honoring the string that you are within this tapestry of everythingness. All that is, it's like one current in the ocean, but you're part of the ocean. You following your excitement is if essentially you surrendering to what feels best, you going for it. Give me a second as I translate this. You honoring that, you following this is you following your destiny. It's you choosing to wholeheartedly do what you set out to do in this lifetime. It's you playing the role that you wanted to play. It's you enacting that which you set out to do. And because you wanted to do that, you ensure that it would feel good, so that it would motivate you, so that it would very likely increase the chances that you would do it in the first place. And so what I'm hearing is like, as you realize that you are following that which genuinely excites you, you notice that it feels so much deeper than just a project. It's not just a project, it's you expressing yourself in this world. It's you leaving an imprint in this world. It's you playing your role in this tapestry of life. That is so much deeper. That goes well beyond just wanting to start a project because it feels fun. And that's in this context that nature is just saying, let the project guide you. Let this excitement show you the way. Because you are starting off with this idea of, I want to create this project because it just feels good, it feels inspiring, it feels uplifting, which is amazing. But I need this, I need that, I may need these people, and right now I don't really know how it's going to happen. Besides the fact that it's exciting, I don't really know much more. And nature is just saying, you need not to know because it's already been created. You're not creating it. Do you understand what creation means? You're just aligning yourself with it. If it is meant to be, everything will show up at the perfect timing. But the whole point being, surrender to it while you're at it, because it will make it so much easier. Let yourself be taken by the current of your life. Let yourself be taken by the current of your current of creation, your current in creation. Let it guide you. Let it take you to where you're meant to be. And you will notice along the way that the end result may look very different than what you are today envisioning. Today, you may feel like in order for this project to happen, you need this and that. By the time that you get there, you will realize actually you didn't need any of these things because your end result has changed a lot in the meanwhile. The whole point being, the Tower moment is really indicating me like the fact that you need not to know, you need not to worry, you need not to be figuring this out, you need not to know where the support and the things that you need will come from. It does not matter. If it is aligned, it will happen as it is meant to be in the way which will be the most exciting for you anyways. And a good indicator that you are aligning is the fact that it feels exciting. I hope it makes sense. That was a weird one coming through. But what we got besides that is like Queen and King of Wands, as well as the Eight of Pentacles and the apotheosis of the Ten of Cups. It's like, I just feel like this passion project that you're opening up to, again, I almost feel like passion project just feels very, it doesn't recapture the energy of what we're talking about here. Passion project feels like very career oriented, I'm not gonna lie, to me at least. And I just feel like this is not necessarily the case of what we're talking about here. But whatever it is, I'm gonna keep on calling it this way for I don't have anything else coming through at the moment. But whatever this is, I just feel like it's gonna blast open a lot of things for you. It's gonna, through this project, through you just going with it, you will discover a lot about you. It just feels like an indescribable phenomenon of just you being in alignment with the current of creation. You're just letting the river take you where it's meant to go, knowing that anyways it's going to be exciting because this is the reasons why you're doing it. And along the way we get to discover much more about ourselves. We get to have so much more fun. We get to grow up, not the right words. I just see a profound opening of who you are, like you up leveling your game, you becoming the dream version of yourself, and this just happening almost naturally as a byproduct of you following your excitement, of you going with this current, which I do find very inspiring. The Eight of Pentacles is indicating me that there is a lot of hard work, that there is a lot of like perfecting your craft and all these things. But I feel like there's a lot of work, but this word work doesn't sound right either because it's not work, it's not perceived as worked. I just feel like it's quite a thing, and it's starting something big for you. But again, I just don't get it why it's such a hassle to really tune into it. I feel like there's so much mystery revolving around it. It just feels like something that is being created, something which is being hammered, something in which we're working for, but it does not feel like work. It just feels like us enjoying being ourselves. It's like everyone looking from the outside, we call it hard work. And it's like, oh my God, you're spending so many hours on it. You're working so hard. From your perspective, it's just you having the best time of your life because you're just doing what you came here to do, because you're just doing what excites you the most. So it's not really work, is it? Which is a very interesting thing on it. It's like, yes, it's about perfecting our skills, it's about working hard, but it's not perceived this way at all. And it just ends up with, ultimately, it just feels so fulfilling. We almost reached the point in which even if this project was to never come to life, we wouldn't care because we're just having the best time of our lives while creating it. It just feels so fulfilling. Okay, I'm gonna draw some other cards because what the heck is going on? I feel very confused because I just feel like there's so much that I'm missing right now. I just feel like there's a lot of mystery. Something's being veiled. And the answer is you anyway are not going to know. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's like, it just feels like us by pile number 3, you meaning to start this project as you make sure that it's based off passion and nothing else, based off something that feels good and nothing else again. You're opening up a portal which leads you to something which is so much better than what you were imagining at first, but so different too. So it's like, oh yeah, we have this project, we're going in, but as we evolve through the project, it's like things change. We end up changing. We end up like dreaming bigger. We just set out to buy a pair of shoe, and eventually we realize that actually we can do so much better, and so we just end up opening a shoe shop. That's just an idea, an example, a random thing. But I just feel like the dream, the project, the finality just evolves alongside us. And so more than a project is more like this excitement which is calling you. It's making you step into a portal in which it really doesn't freaking matter what ends up at the end, because it's just you being aligned with what you're here to do. And so I just feel like you'll be taken places, you'll be doing things you didn't even know you would be doing, but it's like none of that matters anymore. None of that matters. And it's gonna be enjoyable and it's gonna be fun. That's the whole point. It's fun, but I feel like there's no visibility on what's ahead, which is what was getting me off a little bit. That there's absolutely no visibility on the end result. Although the point why we're starting this project is because we're having an end result in, like, an end goal in mind. We're starting this project because we're seeing what we're wanting to do. But when I tune into it, I'm completely unable to tell you what the end result is gonna be like, which is what I find very weird. But what I'm hearing is like the end result, as you go on, like as you go with it, the end result just doesn't matter anymore at all. It's not about the result anymore. And the quote unquote end result will anyway look very, very different, because by the time we get there, we won't be shooting for the next step. We'll be shooting straight up for the stars. So our end result, quote unquote, will anyways be completely different, completely unexpected. The person you're becoming, someone that today's you is not even conceiving at the moment. And that's why I feel like a lot of it is behind a veil of mystery, because a lot of it you're not even conceiving at the moment. A lot of it you're not imagining. A lot of it you don't even know is possible. And so you're going to be surprised in the best possible way. Sweet results await. With lots of love, I love this card. Creating a life that just feels good. It just feels like, there you go, I got it. Non-linearity. It just is non-linear. It doesn't make sense. It's you stepping in a freaking portal with the excuse of this passion project. Which I find very, very fascinating. Thank you so much, part number 3, for having shared space with me today. A very weird reading to make. I'm not gonna lie. Very exciting, very profound, very unsettling to read though. So I really hope that it made sense. Please let me know down in the comments what it refers to. What's your project? I'm curious now though. So yeah, please let me know. Also, while you're at it, please like the video and subscribe. That would support me a lot. I'm with you. I'm sending you all the love and the support as you start this thing, because honestly I just feel like it's really not about what's gonna happen. It's really about just you walk through that door, and that God knows what's gonna happen. So yeah, very, very mysterious, very exciting though. So yeah, I'm gonna be seeing you in my next video. Till then, take care of yourself, and that's it. Bye.